GMNA uses artificial intelligence for generated speech, visuals, and production. AI-generated content may contain errors. Please verify important information before making decisions or taking action.
Good evening, I'm Renata Solano. Our top story tonight is the fast-growing Lake Hughes wildfire that's already burned 700 acres and prompted evacuations. Traffic is light with only minor delays, and we'll also look at the new LAUSD gunfire map for parents. Bennett, what do you make of that?
Rufus Du Sol will perform at the Hollywood Bowl on Saturday, August 26, with doors opening at 6 p.m. and the show starting at 7 p.m.
Tickets are on sale through Ticketmaster, with general admission priced at $70 and VIP packages including early entry and a backstage lounge experience.
Opening for Rufus Du Sol is LA-based synth-pop duo Neon Mirage, performing a 30-minute set before the main act takes the stage.
That's the concert preview, and tickets remain available. We're ready, lots to get to, so let's begin for today's broadcast. Here are our top stories. A fast-growing wildfire north of Lake Hughes has scorched over 700 acres, prompting evacuation warnings from the Los Angeles County Fire Department. Conditions remain dangerous as crews continue battling the blaze. Wesley Tran has the full story.
Flames have leapt across the brush north of Lake Hughes, swallowing more than 700 acres in the Neenek foothills. Fire crews from the county department are now on the front lines, rotating hose lines and deploying air tankers as the blaze pushes toward dry grass corridors. Smoke columns drift toward the highway, prompting officials to issue evacuation warnings for residents in the immediate area. Authorities have set up a temporary command post on the north side of the fire road, coordinating ground and aerial assets while urging families to gather essential items and head to designated shelters. The wind remains light but variable, keeping the fire's direction unpredictable as crews press forward to contain the hot spot. Wesley Tran, GMNA News, Neenek.
Los Angeles County health officials have confirmed a measles exposure at Universal Studios Hollywood today after a visitor who tested positive for the disease was inside the park. The infected individual, whose name has not been released, was present during peak afternoon hours, putting thousands of guests at risk for the highly contagious virus. County epidemiologists are urging anyone who was in the park between noon and 5 p.m. and who has not been vaccinated to watch for fever, rash, or other symptoms, and to contact their medical provider. Universal Studios has temporarily suspended rides in the affected area while sanitation crews conduct deep cleaning and coordinate with health authorities. This marks the latest incident in a region where measles cases remain low, but the threat of rapid spread prompts swift public health response.
Today, officers responded to reports of gunfire in Hyde Park near Crenshaw Boulevard and West 59th Street. At approximately 3:15 p.m., a single shot struck a man in his 40s, leaving him dead at the scene. Police have identified a suspect in his early 20s who fled the area before detectives arrived. The Los Angeles Police Department confirmed the investigation is ongoing, with detectives canvassing the neighborhood and reviewing surveillance footage. No additional injuries were reported, and the victim's identity has not been released pending family notification. Officers are asking anyone who saw the shooting or heard the gunfire to contact LAPD. The department said they will pursue all leads to bring the responsible party to justice. The suspect remains at large, and detectives are reviewing nearby camera feeds and canvassing residents for descriptions. This incident adds to a recent uptick in gun violence reported across South Los Angeles, officials said.
LAUSD today unveiled an interactive map allowing parents to view reported gunfire within 500 yards of any school, a response to a decade of incidents near most campuses as classes resume. Noel Kirkpatrick has the full story.
Parents can now pull up an online map that flags any reported gunfire within 500 yards of a school. The Los Angeles Unified School District rolled out the tool this week, covering the period from August 10 through August 16. The interface lets users type a school name or zip code and see a color-coded list of incidents that have been logged over the past 10 years. District data show that gunshots have been recorded near the majority of its campuses during that decade, a trend that spurred the launch as students head back to classrooms. Officials say the map is meant to give families a clearer picture of safety risks in their neighborhoods. Noel Kirkpatrick, GMNA News, Los Angeles.
Santa Monica City leaders announced today that they will take direct control of the city's homeless response programs, ending a long-standing reliance on Los Angeles County. The board approved a comprehensive plan that shifts funding, staffing, and service coordination to municipal agencies, giving the city authority to run shelters, outreach, and permanent housing initiatives itself. Officials said the move is intended to streamline decision-making and tailor resources to the unique needs of the coastal community, which has seen a sharp rise in encampments along Ocean Avenue and the downtown promenade. County representatives welcomed the partnership, but noted that the transition will require careful coordination to avoid service gaps. The city aims to roll out the new structure over the coming months, with an initial focus on expanding rapid rehousing units and bolstering mental health support. A water main break flooded a Hollywood Hills street near a school, and cyclosporiasis cases rise statewide. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. Emergency crews are on the scene in the Hollywood Hills after a water main ruptured early this morning, sending a torrent of water down a residential street that runs alongside an elementary school. The break has flooded the roadway, creating hazardous conditions for motorists and forcing the school to suspend outdoor activities while officials assess the damage. Workers from the city water department and fire units are deploying pumps and sandbags in an effort to contain the flow and prevent further inundation of nearby homes. Residents have been urged to avoid the affected block as the water level continues to rise. The cause of the rupture is still under investigation, and officials say repairs could take several hours before the main can be safely shut down and the street cleared.
California health officials report an unexpected increase in cyclosporiasis cases this season, surpassing expected numbers without any identified outbreaks. The cause remains unknown as the situation continues. Camila Arriola has the full story.
Cases of cyclosporiasis across California are climbing faster than health officials anticipated for this season, and investigators have yet to pinpoint any single outbreak or source. The parasite, which typically spikes during the summer months, has already produced a count that exceeds the agency's seasonal forecast, prompting a statewide alert. Officials say the rise is not tied to any known food or water contamination, and they are continuing to monitor hospital reports and laboratory submissions for clues. While the illness usually causes watery diarrhea, stomach cramps, and fever, most patients recover with supportive care. The department urges clinicians to report any suspected cases promptly as they work to map the trend. Camila Arriola, GMNA News, Los Angeles.
Caltrans will close a stretch of Topanga Canyon Boulevard, also known as State Route 27, beginning Monday, August 10th. From Entrada Drive to Pacific Coast Highway in the Topanga Hills, the highway will operate with a single lane while flaggers direct traffic in both directions. The reduction runs each day from 10 a.m. until 6 a.m., lasting through Saturday, August 15th. Drivers are advised to expect alternating flow and possible delays, especially during the early morning and evening commute periods. Emergency responders will retain access, and Caltrans says the temporary measure is intended to facilitate planned maintenance on the mountain corridor. Motorists should consider alternate routes such as the Pacific Coast Highway or the Santa Monica Freeway to avoid congestion while the work proceeds. Commuters traveling between the San Fernando Valley and the coastal communities may see longer travel times.
Child hunger is climbing fast in Orange County, where a new Feeding America study released today shows a nearly 30% jump in food insecurity among youngsters. Experts say the surge reflects a perfect storm of rising housing costs, lingering pandemic effects, and a shrinking safety net for low-income families. The report warns that thousands more children now go without reliable meals, a stark reversal of progress made over the past decade. Local school districts are already seeing higher participation in free lunch programs, while community pantries report longer lines and depleted shelves. Officials from the county health department urge families to connect with available resources, and policymakers are being pressed to expand assistance before the situation worsens further. The study also highlights that neighborhoods such as Santa Ana and Anaheim saw the steepest climbs, with some areas approaching 1 in 5 children facing hunger.
Survivors of the 2025 Eaton fire in Altadena are urging the state for additional assistance after a new report identified a Southern California Edison power line as the blaze's cause. Camila Uriola has the full story.
Survivors of the 2025 Eaton fire are pressing the state for more aid after a new report placed the blaze on a Southern California Edison power line. The investigation, released this August, concluded that an Edison electrical tower sparked the fire that ripped through parts of Altadena last year. 85 residents, including longtime homeowner Walter Butler, say the current assistance falls short of rebuilding needs. They're urging Governor Gavin Newsom to allocate additional emergency funds and streamline insurance claims. County fire officials confirmed the utility finding and are working with Edison on safety upgrades to prevent a repeat. The community hopes swift state action will help families restore what the flames destroyed. Camila Uriola, GMNA News, Altadena.
Now let's turn to our meteorologists for a quick look at tonight's forecast.
Eastern Pacific high pressure surges inland, while a gentle southerly jet steers the dry air over Los Angeles. On this date, the all-time high reached 90 degrees in 2022, baked by an early season heat wave that pushed the coastal plain above normal. The all-time low dipped to 56 degrees in 2017, a rare cold snap that slipped in behind a weak offshore trough. By contrast, today's climatological normal hovers around 79 degrees for the high and 64 for the low, so the current forecast sits comfortably between those extremes. Those records illustrate how the basin swings between moderation and heat bursts, a pattern amplified by the subtropical ridge now anchoring the region. The live radar shows a blank canvas across the basin, no echoes, no rain bands, just clear returns. With high pressure building from the west and a weak southerly jet at 5,900 feet, the atmosphere remains stable and moisture-starved. That dry slab will linger over the city through the evening, clearing any chance of precipitation. Now let's move to tonight's outlook. At 6 p.m., the city sits under clear skies with a temperature of 82 degrees, humidity 53%, and a gentle west wind at 6 miles per hour. A high-pressure ridge is strengthening, pushing the pressure upward and sealing out any moisture. Overhead, the jet stream drifts southward at 11 miles per hour, reinforcing the subsidence that keeps the air warm and dry. Tonight we'll see temperatures slipping to 77 as the sun sets just before 8, then a steady nighttime low near 63. Tomorrow's UV index climbs to 10, but no alerts are in effect. With the ridge persisting, the next 12 hours remain dry and warm as we transition to the 5-day outlook. The 5-day stretch stays locked under the same subtropical ridge, delivering uninterrupted sunshine and gradual warming. Friday mirrors today with a high of 88 and a low of 63, clear from dusk to dawn. Saturday spikes to 95 degrees while the low nudges to 66, the hottest day of the period and a clear sky perfect for outdoor activity. Sunday pushes the mercury to 97 with a low of 70, the peak warmth before the week turns. Monday holds at 95 and 70 low, maintaining the dry spell. Tuesday eases slightly to 93 with a low of 70, still well above average. No rain windows appear and wind stays modest, so the dry, high-pressure pattern will dominate through the end of the work week. And that's your weather. Remember, the local sunset is also available as a podcast. Listen anytime on Amazon Music or wherever you get your podcasts.
Traffic's only minor delays, the Dodgers are struggling while the summer swoon kicks off, and Rufu's DU Soul lands tonight. We will be right back. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Palos Verdes Drive South remains the biggest holdup this evening. Moderate roadwork continues from Schooner Drive to the eastern edge of the landslide zone, leaving a single lane in each direction and a reduced speed limit. Expect a 5-minute delay at the merge near the Palos Verdes Peninsula and plan an alternate route if you're heading to the South Bay. In Boyle Heights, Noak Street access is limited between South Hicks Avenue and South Indiana Avenue, with only right turn movements allowed. Drivers heading east on East 1st Street should allow extra time to navigate the detour. On the transit side, Metro's Fairfax line is suspended at the Wilshire and Fairfax intersection while a film crew works on location, so riders will need to use the Metro Bus 2 or walk to the nearest stop on Wilshire. Aside from those spots, the rest of the freeway system is flowing freely this evening.
Rufus du Sol lights up the Kia Forum in Inglewood tonight, the Australian trio bringing their signature synth-driven sound to a city that lives for late-night beats. Across town, Andrew Lloyd Webber's The Phantom of the Opera rolls into the Hollywood Pantages Theater, a chance to hear the classic love story live without the Broadway price tag. If you're looking for something free, the Hammer Museum Courtyard kicks off its 19th jazz pop season with the Casey Knudsen Sextet, a breezy mix of swing and modern improv that's perfect for a sunset stroll. And families can set up a blanket at Griffith Park for a free performance of Shakespeare's A Comedy of Errors, where the jokes land as easily as the summer breeze. Looking ahead, KCON returns next week, promising the biggest K-pop party on the West Coast, so keep your playlists ready. And now here's Terrence with sports.
Dodgers stumble, prospects rise, and Rams brace for a defensive shake-up. Kyle Tucker's celebratory trot at Citi Field underscored a painful reality. The Dodgers have been battered by the East Coast clubs, and the summer slump deepens. With the season halfway through, the front office must spark the lineup before the stretch run, or risk falling further behind. Dave Roberts' heated exchange with an umpire in Chicago highlighted the frustration simmering in a club stacked with elite talent, yet enduring back-to-back sweeps. The Dodgers must tighten pitching consistency and reignite offensive timing now, or their championship aspirations will evaporate as the season narrows. Charles Davilan's 3-hit showcase as leadoff for the Great Lakes Loons signaled a surge of power and speed at High A, putting him squarely on the Dodgers' radar for a fast-track promotion. If he sustains this production, he could become a key piece in the big league outfield rotation next season. Baseball America's latest top 100 list now features 6 Dodgers prospects, with right-hander Christian Zazweda and leadoff hitter Charles Davilan leading the charge. Their ascent bolsters the organization's depth chart, giving Los Angeles a pipeline of talent that could offset upcoming free agent losses. Aaron Donald's imminent comeback forces Sean McVay to trim the defensive line, sparking a roster crunch that could push a younger interior rusher onto the bench. The decision will reveal who the Rams trust to fill the void should Donald stay healthy through the postseason. The comprehensive 2026 game log, now available, lets fans dissect every Dodgers win and loss, highlighting streaks that define the campaign. Analyzing those patterns will be crucial as Los Angeles plots its postseason strategy and identifies the adjustments needed for a deep run.
Lineage Logistics, tucked behind the bustling streets of Boyle Heights, runs a warehouse that has become the focus of a community rally. After the devastating Eaton fire, the site has sat in limbo, its cleanup dragging on far longer than anyone expected. Residents and neighborhood leaders gathered at City Hall, urging officials to halt operations until safety checks and environmental safeguards are fully in place. The delay isn't just about a building, It's about air we breathe, kids we raise, and the promise of redevelopment that could lift the whole block. Lineage Logistics matters to Los Angeles because its footprint touches the everyday lives of families who call Boyle Heights home, reminding us that responsible business is the backbone of a thriving city. Coming up, details on the Angels Crest Highway cliffside crash that claimed 1 life, rescued 3, and the Long Beach office tower purchase. Every day, important stories happen across the city before any news crew arrives. Sometimes, the very first person at the story is you. When you witness something newsworthy, open the GMNA Citizen Reporter app and start your report. The app guides you through every step while your report is delivered directly to the GMNA newsroom. Every submission is reviewed by our editorial team, and approved reports may be featured on GMNA. Get the GMNA Citizen Reporter app today at my.gmna.ca. Your city, your news.
Welcome back. A vehicle left the Angels Crest Highway near mile marker 2650, plunging down a cliff late Thursday night, killing 1 and prompting search and rescue teams to extract 3 survivors. Wesley Tran has the full story.
At about 10 p.m. on August 5th, a sedan left the paved lane of the Angels Crest Highway near mile marker 2650 and plummeted down the steep cliff face. The impact killed 1 occupant and trapped 3 others in the wreckage. Search and rescue teams arrived within minutes, using rope lines and a rescue helicopter to pull the 3 survivors to safety. Officials confirmed the fatality and are now investigating the cause of the loss of control. The Angels Crest Highway, winding through the San Gabriel Mountains, is known for its sharp grades and sudden weather shifts, which often create treacherous driving conditions. Wesley Tran, GMNA News, Angels Crest Highway.
The Port of Long Beach has acquired a 13-story office tower at 100 Ocean Gate for $36 million, aiming to centralize maritime and logistics firms and spur downtown revitalization. Julian Mercado has the full story.
Port officials gathered this evening outside a newly acquired 13-story office tower at 100 Ocean Gate, where the Port of Long Beach sealed a $36 million purchase. The building will become a central hub for maritime and logistics firms, consolidating scattered operations into one waterfront campus. Port leaders said the move is part of a broader strategy to expand real estate holdings and spark long-term growth in the downtown waterfront district. By anchoring shipping and logistics companies in a single location, the authority hopes to draw further investment and revitalize the surrounding streets. The tower, previously vacant, now hosts early planning sessions as crews prepare for tenant fit-outs and community outreach. Julian Mercado, GMNA News, Ocean Gate.
Thank you, Los Angeles, for joining us tonight. Tonight's look at the fast-growing wildfire near Lake Hughes reminded us how quickly our community can rally. We appreciate your trust in the local sunset. Tune in tomorrow for more stories that matter to you and have a safe night.